Hi, it's Guy Arnold from Slow Selling and also teacher of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And this is a worked through example of a weekly compass plan. This is something one of my clients asked me to do. So, look, can you do me a work through examples and, preferably by video? So I thought, okay, well, I'll record a video. Here we are. This is how to actually do a weekly compass plan, me giving a demonstration of how it works and some ideas to help you to get to grips with it. So the first thing is you want somewhere quiet. You want to turn your phone off, turn your computer off, make sure everyone else knows where you are, turn off all interruptions, all notifications. So you want somewhere quiet and probably the same time, same sort of place and time every week. So it becomes a habit, a routine that's easy for you to do. So then when you've done it, you've got someone else, you're sitting down, you've got a nice desk or whatever. All you need, there's really 3 different ways of doing it. One is blank piece of paper. 2, you can have a printed one, and if you want a copy of this, just ask us or go to our website and you'll be able to download that. Or 3, there's the Franklin Covey system. This is a Franklin Covey life planner, and of course I can help you, teach you, run through that, help you with that. But anyway, in that they have these things called the Weekly Compass, and you can order those offline. Weekly Compass plans, very, very helpful. Let's just use a simple blank piece of paper because that's might be all you have, but I would advise you possibly to get something printed out. Right, here we are. So simple blank piece of paper. You maybe want to write on the top weekly compass. Quite important to use the word compass because compass is about direction. It's about, let's use this nice thick pen here, compass. It's about direction rather than worrying about other people's priorities for you. Then all you do is put a little grid. Okay, there's your grid. Had to go around my fingers there. And you just put down line down the middle. And at the top, you want your role. What a role are you going to work on this week? And then you've got the big rock. Now, that's the Covey definition, big rocks. A really great video on big rocks and what they mean. If you're talking about slow selling, it's go the extra inch. What are the actions that you are going to plan this week and then schedule into your diary planner, whatever it is you're going to use, so that you wouldn't do if you hadn't thought about them, and so that you've had the quiet time to think about it, and then you can put it into your system. Okay, so first role is always self, or as Covey calls it, sharpen the saw. Okay, and there's 4 dimensions on that: physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental. So physical, first of all, physical might be go to the gym times 2. It might be do some Pilates times 1, and it may go for a decent walk times 1. Okay, that'd be great for a week. You may do more or less that, but very important here to plan it in. So physical. Mental, it's about learning, it's about growth. It may be about meditation times 3. It may be about read an article. Spiritual, what is it that makes life worth living? What are you getting out of bed for? We could do meditation, could work for that one, so that can go for both of them there. Or it could be gratitude practice. And let's say you wanted to target yourself to do that every weekday, so gratitude times 5. Okay. And then lastly was it social emotional. This is about friendships. It may be call Joe blogs. It may be organize a event or send out an email, something like that. It's something that you wouldn't do if you hadn't stopped and thought about it. So there we are. There's a very simple example of sharpen the saw and work it on yourself. And what you then do is you take those things and you shove them into your calendar and you put a scheduled amount of time for each one so that they actually then become an appointment that you do actually do. Then you have your other roles. So let's say there's roll. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 more rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And for me, I'll work it through for me. So I have a role as a father that I want to keep working on. I've definitely got a role as a husband I want to keep working on. I've got a role as a son. I've got a role as a coach. I've got a role as an author. I've got a role as a community server. Plenty of other roles, but those are the roles we're going to work on at the moment. So my role as a father is I want to call one of my sons at a certain time because he doesn't live locally, and I want to arrange a get together with another one who does live locally. Okay. As a husband, I want to make sure that I've put a plan, a time in the diary to cook this week because my wife's a very good cook and she likes to cook, but it's good for me to cook for her. And I also want to make sure that I basically I want to buy her some flowers. And I've got to make sure I get on and do that. Maybe I want to make sure we have an in-depth conversation about a particular issue or about our relationship. And maybe you want to put time aside for that. And maybe I want to make sure that I've asked her about that and lined her up so that she's happy to do that. As a son, my father lives a long way away. I want to perhaps send him a card or a gift. As a coach, I want to record a video. That's like this today. To record the video, put time in for that. Maybe I want to send out some free information. Okay. As an author, maybe I want to write an article or plan a tool, something like that, something that's helpful to people. And as a community server, I want to arrange a date for a village litter pick, or I want to start planning the next event at the village hall. Those are all so very simple. I've put them all down. They're now on my list. I'm thinking that I've thought widely, I've thought laterally. I haven't been encumbered by, oh my god, I haven't got time for that. And now what I need to do is to put them into my schedule. So my schedule, let's say March, there's my schedule, put them into that. Where am I going to fit them into my schedule there? And I just plan them in small amounts. So the calling the son, that's very simple. I'll put it on a daily plan. Arranging to get together, that will definitely be need to make an email perhaps on that, and I'll put that on a daily plan for an email. Cooking, definitely that'll go in the diary. As on Wednesday I'm going to cook, so I need to make sure I've got the ingredients. Of buying the flowers, I perhaps want to make that for Friday. Friday's a good time to buy flowers. Sending a card as a son, I want to put that on a daily plan for a certain day. Being a coach, recording a video, if you need to put an amount of time aside for that, because that's going to take 15, 20, 30 minutes. So I've got to put a block of time aside for that. Sending out free information, again, that's going to take 15, 20 minutes to do that, another block of time. Author, writing an article, another block of time. Organising a planning tool, that's going to be a whole load of different steps because it might be quite a complicated thing to do. So first thing I'm going to do is to actually write the steps, okay, and then make sure that I'm putting that in place every week. And then maybe as a community server, arrange a date. That's a simple thing, can go into a daily plan. Planning event, that can need to go into a block of time. It'll be planned ahead in my diary. So they are very, very simple. It really doesn't take a lot. It's easy to do. It's very easy not to do. But to me, this is the simple tool that makes everything else in your life work. So I teach it in Slow Selling. I teach it when I coach and train the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It is the key tool that helps you get everything else done, gets you back on track, because we all get off track every week. Everything, life pushes us around. Problems arise we haven't expected. We don't get the things done that we plan to do, but at least if we get some of them done, it's better than actually not planning anything. So the weekly tool is a fantastic tool that enables you to get stuff done that you otherwise wouldn't do, and it pushes you forward in life. Couldn't recommend it more strongly. Please also see my other videos on weekly planning.